hope everyone has had their opportunity to share their opinions on the situation that we will be talking about today, where Aiko was streaming and she was complaining about Nick not sharing an opinion, and then Nick called in, and well, content happened. So if everyone's done giving their opinion, I'd like to, take the floor and give the most based correct opinion as the autism whisperer, because we're gonna be playing both sides again. Yes, we are. We're gonna be taking Aiko's words and then processing them in the autism spectrum, and then sharing them to you in the best way possible. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Let's just jump right in.
Hello?
What's going on? I just kind of want to touch base and I want to see what the issue is.
I kind of expected you to, like, say something by now.
Honestly, the feeling is super mutual.
Really?
Well, yeah, I didn't expect Colton to drop your research.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay, but, like, I don't understand.
So, did you hear that? Where Aiko was like, so Nick said, I didn't expect Colton to drop your research. And she's like, yeah, I didn't either. We will be getting into that as well. Trust me.
And how this is now my problem? If you've been going around showing little bits and tidbits to Augie saying, hey, maybe don't talk about this in the future until I do my video on my stream, or telling me, like, hey, you're putting together like, this whole wiki or whatever, don't mention it to Edwin, don't go public with it. I'm thinking, right, that your whole investigation is getting, like, fucked up if people go ahead and put shit out early or something like that. So I'm waiting for you. When are you posting about it?
It's been, I would say, it's been enough days since everyone found out about it with Colton's video. I didn't intend for that to happen. I didn't have any say or input or knowledge of what would actually be in there. It's just...
Which is true. And Nick's right. Like, if she sat there and was sharing things with Nick and Augie and saying, like, don't show anybody yet, I'm going to do the, don't talk about it yet, wouldn't you wait for a, hey, talk about it before you expect someone to talk about it? I don't know. Also, fun fact, Aiko has had this information since May, okay? She's known about all this Edwin texting or weird interactions with his underage fans. She's known about it since May. So Aiko is sitting there saying, like, it's been like 3 days, Nick. Why haven't you said anything about it? Which he did. He went on Bill Black's channel and said something about it. But she's like, it's been 3 days. Why haven't you made a statement? Aiko, you've had this since May. Why didn't you release it then? Or in June? July even. It's September. It's almost the end of September. So, I mean, can't really expect people to make statements or react in your time frame when you gave yourself almost 6 months to do anything. You know what I mean? Just a little perspective.
Everyone else ghosted me. And
you sent me like 170 consecutive responses. Like, what do you expect me to do with that?
I don't know. Maybe not read them, but just be like, what? TLDR, something.
Well, you also apologize.
But, like, so that's another thing. Like, he's like, you also sent me, like, so many responses. What do you want me to do with that? And she's like, I don't know. Like, ask me to TLDR it. Why don't you just TLDR it right then and there? Right away. So, like, that's the thing. Aiko very much expects people to do, speak plainly, speak directly, ask, if you have a question, ask her privately. But Aiko doesn't do any of that. Oh, sorry. So speak plainly, speak directly. If you have a question, ask her directly, privately. But also react to information that I release right away. And however, Aiko does not speak plainly, does not speak directly, does not ask people questions in private and holds on to information for months and months and months. It's like you can't, like, treat others, the golden rule. Treat others as you would like them to treat you. Like, Aiko's talking about, like, oh, Jessica released DMs, and you know what? I'm gonna release some more DMs. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm releasing DMs right now, okay? It's just, I'm sorry. You guys pause and read that all you want. I'm not gonna read it out. Sorry. It wasn't as funny as when Leia did it because I wanted to use my whiteboard. Anyways, let's carry on. Sorry. Tangent.
Apologize after all those messages going, oh, I'm kind of like crazy right now. So
I
I'm not
was.
really sure, like, so okay, so where is this my fault then?
Oh no, I'm saying that like this is like people look to you for your take on things,
But people
and
look
this
to
is
you
very
for the 7 hours of content about Edwin. So when the guy with
sorry.
Legos releases the
I'm
fucking
sorry.
allegations,
literally I had no other choice. Xylee was
you
dancing
didn't
on my
make the
grave.
video.
No. I wasn't. Okay, what I was gonna do was initially make the wiki about what happened with the bad situation, but then I wasn't talking about it any longer. And then after that, yeah, everyone was just hanging out with him again, and it's a little bit. I just think okay.
So, that was like that was a tangent, wasn't it? Because she was like, I had no choice. I'm sorry. You always have a choice. You always have a choice, okay? Even if it feels like your back's against the wall, okay? Unless someone's pointing a gun at you, telling you to stay there, you have a choice. Everyone has a choice. We are online. This is not IRL. Like, I don't have a choice on whether or not I want to stay home or go to work. I have to go to work, okay? To pay for this crappy internet that's apparently being stupid today. But I have a choice on whether or not I want to react to something. I have a choice on whether or not I want to release information. I have a choice on whether or not I want to make a video or I want to make a tweet. I have a choice. Just like you, just like Nick, just like everybody. Everybody has a choice, okay? So you had a choice, and you chose to, I don't know, not do what you've been promising us. Technically, remember all those streams where Aiko was like, we're not going to talk about Babs anymore. We're not going to do the Babs thing, okay? But when Edwin, after Edwin, if Edwin releases his video on Babs, then I got a video that I'm going to release, right? Remember that? So, like, basically, Aiko was saying that she has a lot of information, a lot more information about Edwin, but she wasn't going to talk about it, nor was she going to release it, that she was making this big video, and she would only release it if Edwin releases a video about Babs, and she said she would do it after that. Okay, so it's been how long since Edwin released his video about Babs, right? And again, you have Aiko taking forever. And she took so long to do this, to come out with this information, that Colton was like, hey, I got videos done. You want me to make it for you? You want me to do it? And she was like, sure, just, I don't want to be, you don't have to give me credit or anything, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, we'll get into it. But that's the thing, like, Aiko, one, had you not been teasing this information for months, that's one thing. Two, people were expecting you to release that information after Edwin's video about Babs, because you also said you would do that. So what's going on? What's going on? Let's not go there. Oh my goodness. All right, let's carry on.
You're the one who's talked to him. I haven't talked to him. No one else knows his side of the
problem,
story.
Aiko, because I've done every single thing you've said, okay? Even when I had him
really?
on stream, which is against what he wanted, by the way. Like, I even promoted your stream following my conversation with him, saying if there's anything wrong in here, go watch Aiko, she'll clear it up. I've done everything you've asked. You've told me, hey, can you not mention this stuff to Edwin, all the stuff that's going on? I didn't mention it to Edwin. Okay?
Yeah, no,
Didn't you
I
talk
know.
about this stuff prior to me releasing it? I didn't talk about it. Now, apparently, you've just fucking canceled your video, and I'm supposed to have, like, psycho knowledge into whatever you're thinking. I'm supposed to come out and be like, oh, well, this is clearly Aiko's actual rendition of these serious allegations. Being fucking recorded through Legos? Really?
No. Well, I didn't. No, it wasn't my video.
What am I supposed to respond to?
The Edwin situation. This isn't me. Like, I don't have extra inside knowledge. I've collected all this information that anyone could find. And at this point, what I'm doing...
So if it's all this information that everyone could find, why did you gatekeep it for months and months and months? Because you've had it since May. So if it's all this information that everybody could find, why did you gatekeep it? Because that's what you did, Aiko. You gatekept that information. Whenever anybody asked you about it, you were like, we'll see, we'll see. We're not talking about that right now, we'll see. You gatekept that information, and yet it's information that anybody could find, but who's gonna know to look up hashtag sexy Edwin? What if it was, it's information that everyone can find, and yet you gatekept it. You didn't give it to us. You didn't tell us anything. And then Colton releases a video using your research that, granted, you had no part of. You didn't have any part of Colton's video. As you've said here, clearly, although we'll get into how Colton understood it. Anyways, Colton makes the video, and then all of a sudden it's like, I know I've been holding on to this information since May, but like, I think it's kind of crazy that it's been like 3 days and no one's talking about it. Are you kidding me? What? You're not even giving anybody time to process, but you expect us to give you that courtesy. You expect us to give you the time to get everything together, which is months and months and months and months and months. But you are not giving that courtesy to anybody else. Not to mention this information that anybody could find, you kept close to you like a super secret thing. Kind of like a gay op.
Is explaining and putting together how I found it in the first place. It's very
Stop it.
simple. Hashtag mommy Edwin. Hashtag sexy Edwin. Watch any of his creepy videos. Go to a Twitter handle and just like look through. Search for @sexyEdwin. You find
Okay,
everything.
don't get mad at everybody else because they didn't
Oh, no,
want
I'm
to
not
publish
mad
a
at
video. You
any-
didn't say you were canceling or you weren't releasing. We
no,
could
no,
have
no.
known that.
No, it's not a we thing. Listen, I wasn't mad until... Well, I'm still not mad. I'm
It's still transparent.
frustrated.
You're mad that people
No,
made fun
no.
of you on now recording.
I'm
So you're
sorry.
taking it out on us.
Here's the thing. I already said that I don't have a problem. And please don't do the us thing. I'm saying you are...
What's the issue with the us thing? I don't get that. I don't get that. What? Let me rewind because I don't get what your issue is.
Watch any of his creepy videos. Go to a Twitter handle and just like look through. Search for @sexyEdwin. You find
Okay,
everything.
don't get mad at everybody else because they didn't
Oh,
want
no,
to
I'm
publish
not
a video.
mad at
You
any-
didn't say you were canceling or you weren't releasing. We could have known that.
No, it's not a we thing. Listen, I wasn't mad until...
Wait.
Search for @sexyEdwin. You find
Okay,
everything.
don't get mad at everybody else because they didn't
Oh,
want to
no, no,
publish
I'm
a
not
video.
mad at
You
any-
didn't say you were canceling or you weren't
I-
releasing. We
no,
could have
no, no.
known that.
No, it's not a we thing.
He said we couldn't have known that, and she's like, no, it's not a we thing. It is, Aiko. You're not listening. You're not active listening right now. You're listening to respond. You're not listening to intake any information right now, which understandable. I've done it. I've been there. I'm still working on it, you know. But like, you're not listening to intake the information. You're listening to respond. And so you are hearing tiny, like, little, so like Edwin or Nick's words, right? Nick's words. Blah, 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 we, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, we, whoa, 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 whoa. It's not a we thing. But it is a we thing because he said, how could we have known? It is a we thing. It's in his case, it's probably a we thing like Augie and Nick, we thing, right? And in mine and the viewer's case, it's a we couldn't have known either because you were keeping it close to your chest and you weren't sharing it publicly with anybody. So how could we have known? That's exactly what Nick asked. And you're like, no. And then you shut down. And then you just stopped listening.
Listen, I wasn't mad until, well, I'm still not mad. I'm
it's still
frustrated.
You're mad that people made fun of you on Now Recording.
I'm
So
sorry.
you're taking it out on us.
Here's the thing. I already said that I don't have a problem. And please don't do the us thing. I'm saying...
What's the us and we? Because you're taking it out, like, he's talking about Nick himself and Augie. Is that not an us or we thing? And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm almost 100% certain Aiko is not really listening to the words coming out of Nick's mouth. Okay? I'm thinking that I don't know what her holdup on Nick using the word we or us or using plurals. That's not a plural. Whatever. You know what I mean. Anyways, Aiko's hung up on this thing, on on Nick using we and us for some reason. And even me, as the autistic whisperer, I can't understand why she's hung up on it. Like, does she think that when he says we and us, he's not talking about himself and Augie, he's talking about the whole community? Or is she hung up on the we and us because she thinks that Nick's referring to her and Colton? I have no idea. You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is she's hung up because she's thinking that Nick's talking about her and Colton as a we or an us. I don't know. That one's tricky. Who knows?
You are, whether it's a meme or not, you are seen as the commentary arbiter. You are the person that...
Edwin, are you buying his shit now? Are you buying Edwin's shit now? That's an Edwin line.
That's the thing that people say.
I'll tell you what, I'm not the fucking predator poachers, okay? Don't point me in a fucking direction and go, well, you gotta talk about this. If it's fucking big enough, everyone's going to talk about it. I'm not like the fucking pedophile hunter. I'm not publishing your allegations.
No one is saying that he's a pedophile.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. It doesn't matter whether anybody, well, people are saying that. For sure. And there's reasons for it. We might go into it in this video. We might go into it in another video tomorrow because I am view hungry and, you know, there's just that. And it just, I don't know. I might grift and split this into 2 parts. Maybe I will. You know what? I'm grifting and I'm splitting it into 2 parts. So everything I said in the beginning of the video that I said we would go over after this, we'll go over it tomorrow. Anyways, but yeah, she's like, she gets hung up on these words and I understand why she gets hung up on them because she doesn't want certain things tied to her. So, 1, she doesn't want she doesn't want people thinking, oh, Aiko and Colton teamed up to make this video because that's not what happened. Colton kind of just told her he was going to make it, said he would credit her. She said, no need to credit me because I don't know how you're going to disseminate the information or show the info. I have no control over that. Colton went ahead and credited her anyway. And we all know how that video went. Well, we might not, but we can go over it. Anyways. So yeah, it was just a big old mess. And then she's getting hung up and I could see her being like, I don't want the narrative of Edwin is a pedo to come back on me, right? And so I can see why she gets hung up on these things. However, you getting hung up on them is derailing a conversation into something more than it should be. Because really Nick's like, why are you mad that I haven't made a reaction? I was waiting for your video that you told me to wait for. And Aiko's like, but the information is out there, so I would figure that you would still react to the information regardless of whether it came from me or not. And Nick's like, but how would I have known that you were okay with that? Like, Nick is actually being really kind here to Aiko. Like, that makes me sick to say. But Nick's being really nice to Aiko right here. And he's holding, what he was thinking, her wants and wishes and needs. And he was doing everything. And then, like, basically, Aiko told Nick to do the dishes. And so Nick did the dishes. And now Aiko's mad because when he did the dishes, he didn't also wipe down the kitchen counter. That might be a bad analogy. Carrying on.
Let's go super autistically specific about this. That Edwin was sending inappropriate messages to fucking minors. Is that better for your example? Okay, I'm not publishing that information. When you release it, okay, I'll talk about it. But I'm not the fucking predator poachers. I'm not the police. I'm not investigating fucking pedophile crimes. I'll cover them when they're out.
Okay, you have sources that I have no way to access. You didn't ask
Edwin. Like when I asked you if you could submit questions to the interview, that you had.
That's another thing. Like, Aiko's probably thinking, like, so Edwin and Nick are friends again. So they talk all the time now. So he, like Nick will know what Edwin thinks about this new situation that just popped up. And so he should say something about it. Like, what do you want Nick to do? You want Nick to leak his conversation with Edwin that you don't even know happened, that you're just assuming happened? Is that, you know what? Maybe that's it. I bet you Aiko thinks that Nick knows Edwin's reaction to Colton's video, and Aiko thinks that Nick has more information and can ask Edwin more information about it. But why would Nick do that if, to him, from what you told him, he's not supposed to do anything with the information until you do your video. And you never did your video because you've had this information since May and didn't want anybody to talk about it. So if you get, May, June, July, August, September, okay? So if you get 4 months to sit on information, why the hell is it that you think that nobody else can have 3 freaking days? A week? A month even? Do you think that you can take all the time you want? You can take if you really think that this stuff with Edwin is that serious and it made you so sick, why the hell did you allow Edwin 4 months to do whatever he wanted? And don't say, oh, it's because I didn't want to talk about the Babs situation. This has nothing to do with Babs. This has zero nothing to do with Babs. You sat on the information because you didn't know how to disseminate it. You didn't know how to present it in a clear, concise way, because that's your biggest issue, Aiko. That's the biggest criticism that everybody has for you, that you can't give information in a clear, concise way. What you do is you take all this information in, right? And then you sit on it, and then you try to find ways to present it in a way that everyone will just gobble it up and take it as fact, not look at, like, just believe it. That's what you're doing. I remember you mentioning that somewhere, probably in this stream even, but that's what you do. And don't even try to lie. You hold on to information because you want to make sure that when you release it, people are going to believe it no matter what. And they're just going to take you at your word, right? And that's an issue. Because if you're going to hold on to information, don't even hint that you have it. Okay? You could go behind the scenes and talk to other people and collab with other people to gather this information, which is a gay op, by the way. Okay? I'm giving you some examples. And it's as pointing at you doing the gay op right here. Not the doxing or anything like that, but you are collabing with people behind the scenes to take down someone. And you're doing it in a way that is shady. And then when you release that information, you're hoping that it takes the person down. You know what I mean? Or exposes them in some way, kind of thing. But yeah, you had this information for 5 months, Aiko. Maybe you should turn that mirror onto yourself, okay? Or point that finger at yourself, okay? And ask yourself, hey, did I really need to take... Well, actually, you never released the information. So, hey, did I really need to hold on to this information forever? Did I really need to not talk about or tell anybody about it, but allude to it in just about every single stream since I found the information? But then when people ask about the information, tell them that that will be coming soon, but then never actually talk about the information. And then when somebody else releases the information, you're expecting everyone to just jump on it. You held on to it for 4 months. I think you could give some people some leeway. Okay. Just saying.
Such a big problem with, and you didn't fucking send me any?
I thought that the interview was great.
Really? Because you were fucking live DMing me the entire time, telling me how bad it was.
Yeah, because I was very like
when you didn't microdosing mushrooms and figure out what the fuck is going on, because you're clearly not fucking normal.
That Stop it. Sorry. God damn it. Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. Dead air, dead air. Let's go ahead and just play this.
To the interview that you had such a big problem with, and you didn't fucking send me any?
I thought that the interview was great.
Really? Because you were fucking live DMing me the entire time, telling me how bad it was.
Yeah, because I was very like
when you didn't microdosing mushrooms and figure out what the fuck is going on, because you're clearly not fucking normal.
Goodness gracious. So like that was funny. She was like, yeah, no, I thought it was great. And he was like, that's not what you were saying in the DMs. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, because I would have loved if Nick would have let her finish. But he's being nice. So, of course, he didn't let her finish for whatever she was going to say. But you know, it was probably like, yeah, because I was really stressed out or something like that. But nice little try. Like, that's another thing. Like, Aiko's like, no, I wasn't gonna talk about it, you know, or no, I really liked, like, it's shady. Girl, it's shady. You're looking shady, okay? If you're trying to say that, oh, I really loved the interview, but behind the scenes, you're bitching about it to the person doing the interview, you kind of might not want to go with that one. Yeah, you kind of might not want to, like, mention it. Like, I don't know. Or just be honest, especially when you're on a live stream with the person that you DM'd and you're lying about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Shut off the stream for like 7 hours. Go to sleep. I don't know. You're just not acting like yourself.
And she's not. We can all clearly see when Aiko switched up and changed from, like, she was cool. She was being cool initially when she was doing this. And like I said, most of the fan interaction came from, oh, Aiko's shitting on this person that we don't like, right? So most of it came from that. But even if it was like some bias on the viewers a little bit, to like her and support her in the beginning, there was a shift, okay? She got too deep into it, way too deep into it, too invested. She OCD'd the frick out of it, okay? And it got to her, but she kept on going. And so I could see where Nick's like, you're not acting like yourself. And so, sucks.
Okay. I mean, my point is just that this isn't about me. This is about figuring out what's up with Edwin. No one is calling him, well, whoever's calling him a pedo or a groomer or whatever, that's not me. And as far as I know, Colton didn't, at least not when if he did in some other place where I wasn't watching, then that doesn't have anything to do with me.
Oh, hold on. I got to address this. Nick, you're being an asshole. I want you to know that I offered Aiko to have this conversation 2 days ago. And then I sent in Augie to ask her again if she'd have this conversation 2 days ago in private. And Aiko told me, after the stream, we'll talk about whatever he wants to talk about. Okay, so I'm not doing house calls. She wants to talk about this publicly. We'll talk about it publicly, okay? I'm not bullying anybody. I offered to handle this privately, quietly.
Here's the thing. It's not about me. I didn't want you. I wanted to see what you had to say about.
That's another thing. Like, Aiko really does expect everyone to handle issues with her privately, but she refuses to do the same. And I think that's where I don't know who Aiko is behind the scenes prior to the Matt Pitt stuff. But it seems like Aiko's very much do as I say, not as I do kind of person. You know what I mean? Very much, here's all the things that I want you and I need you and you have to do for me. However, when it comes to when it comes to me, here's what you need to, you have to, and you can't do with me. Kind of thing. Like her rules for everyone else are apparently okay for her to not follow. I'm looping on that a lot. Fun stuff. This is I'm 34 minutes in, and I can almost guarantee that all I've talked about is how Aiko's being a hypocrite. When I could have just said it like that, but this is my channel, and this is the true and based and awesome and best take, so there's that. The game's called I Win.
The situation, because you know more than anyone else as far as I know. I don't know anything.
You know more than everybody else.
How?
Because you're the one who researched it. Because you're the one who gave.
Yeah, you know more than everybody else, Aiko. You're thinking that Nick, just because he had a conversation with Edwin all of a sudden knows all the intricacies of what's going on with Edwin and knows what Edwin's thinking. And that's nowhere near, in any way, shape, or form, close to the truth. Okay? Not to mention, even, like, you didn't even verify with him. You didn't even ask Nick, hey, have you talked to Edwin lately? What's been going on with Edwin? No, you decided, I'm going to hop on my stream and I'm going to bitch about Nick publicly. He doesn't know that I'm going to be bitching about it, but I'm going to bitch about Nick. And then, you know, there's that. And, like, make him out to be like he's What if she's trying to... What if Aiko was connecting her imaginary dots on Nick and was like, Nick's protecting Edwin now. First it was Siley. And then I thought it was Matt, but I was wrong about Matt. Now it's Nick. They're all protecting him. This is the cabal. It's the cabal. I'm the cabal.
Colton the information because you're the one who told me about it. So clearly you know more than everybody else here. So when will you be publishing all of your research?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. You're the one that talked to Edwin.
Okay, I didn't talk to Edwin about fucking grooming minors or something fucking 10 years ago. That's your zone here.
No one said that he was grooming Edwin.
I'm sorry.
Stop getting hung up on the fucking words, Aiko. You know what he was talking about, okay? Jesus Christ. Is that a straw man? When people... No, that's not. I don't know. I want to use some, like, debate bro term, but I don't know what the definition, so... Let's just call it bullshit. Okay?
He was sexting children. Is that a better example of what you're accusing him of? Which very well might be true. I don't even care if it is. If he is, fantastic. Get him, okay? I don't see how this is becoming my problem.
I'm sorry. No. It's not your problem. It's just, I think that it's, I don't want to say responsibility is too strong, but I think that it makes sense. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to have a take, like an actual take.
With Bo Blacks, what was wrong with my take? I have a clip of you talking about and regurgitating exactly what I said on stream. So, like, what's the problem with it?
You didn't have a take. It was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know.
What? So your issue... Well, no. No pause ending. No pause ending.
No, it wasn't like, yeah, I don't know. I compared it directly to a previous situation that happened with Pro Jared, where Pro Jared was sexting people without, like, verifying the age, right?
Yeah.
And he got catfished with actual nudes. Edwin didn't do that. In my opinion, in that argument, as I presented in a video public to my channel, I condemned Pro Jared for those actions, despite the fact that the rest of the internet was just talking about him getting catfished, because he shouldn't be sending suggestive things to places where he can't correctly verify the age. So I'm just wondering, as I apply that directly to Edwin, how you see that as, well, I'm not really sure. You know, we'll see. Because I feel like I gave a pretty specific example for what I thought.
Yeah, but this is a different situation. We don't know I don't know who Jared is.
Why is that Nick's problem? Okay? You said, oh, he didn't have a take. Well, he shared a take. But now you're saying, well, that take is... That's not a good enough take for me. So, like, why don't you just, you know, I don't know, DM Nick and be like, here's what I want you to say on this platform, and here's when I want you to release it. Because that's how you're sounding right now. You're very controlling. Must be the OCD.
And I don't think, like, this is about specific actions. This is about, like, okay, if you don't want to... If you don't want to, just say you don't want to.
That's not... Why does it... Is that a straw man? I don't know. That might be a straw man. Or maybe it's like a... I don't know. I really want to use debate terms. Somebody tell me what that is in the comments. Anyways. But yeah, she's like, okay, well, if you don't want to talk about it, then you don't have to. He's already said why he hasn't made a take. And it was because you asked him and Augie not to. And then, so he had a little bit of a take on Bo Black's channel because you didn't give him permission to, you know, you didn't make a video. Not permission. You didn't make your video that you said to hold on to. And so he made a little bit of a take on Bo Black's stream, but apparently that's not enough for you. Apparently you want something more, so why don't you speak directly and clearly and tell Nick, well, here's this take that you did make. However, I was expecting more of A, B, and C, and I was expecting it on this platform, or this platform. Because it sounds like you literally want Nick to, like, no matter what he says at this point, like, if he had a take, who's to say that you'd even appreciate it? So at this point, why should he actually make a take at this point? Because now people are going to be like, Nick's only making a take because Aiko's making him make a take. So you screwed that up. Oh, we're putting the blame on you for that one, buddy.
Want to, it's that I did, okay? And you're for some reason just not accepting that that was a response. I did a stream with Bo Black. We talked about it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I saw.
Did I not give this enough clout? Did you not get a retweet from me? Like, I'm like actually so confused what the problem is.
Look at it in her mind. So, in her mind right now. Do you see that? Oh, she's like, oh, so you're going to go about like, oh, I just want clout and I'm just a clout chaser. That's her mindset. Aiko, stop it. That's not what he was saying. Look at me. Stop it. That's not what he was saying, okay? He wasn't calling you a clout chaser. He wasn't saying that you were just trying to get clout from him. He wasn't doing that, okay? I see it. I see you. I see you doing it. That's in your head. That's not what he was saying, okay? Okay? He was literally saying, what was my take not on a big enough platform? Like, is that what you want? He's literally saying, I don't know what you want. I made a take. You don't like the take. What's wrong with the take? Okay? That's what he was doing. His mention of, oh, what did it not have enough clout? Did I not retweet you? Has nothing to do. He's not calling you a clout chaser. I promise.
Okay.
How can I further serve you, Aiko?
Abby Blackboard, my favorite edit. Oh. No?
Yeah, exactly. Have a good stream.
Okay. On the arms of the angel far away. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Anyways, so, yeah, Aiko. Now granted, you're not the only person in this community that we see doing this, okay? But you tend to, get conspiracied, okay? You tend to think people are doing things that they're not. And typically, the first course of action that I recommend is to reach out to them and ask them. If you feel that strongly about it. There's plenty of things that I'm like, that seems like a dig. That seems like a dig. Maybe I'll, that's kind of irritating. Seems like a dig. But it's not that big of a deal, so I don't say anything. But if I feel some type of way about it, I'll reach out to them and ask. And if they say no, it's not, I'm like, okay, cool beans. Okay? There are people in this community that they think that something's going on. They think that someone's doing something bad to them. They reach out. The person says, no, that's not the case. There are people in this community that will be like, nah, you lying. Nah, you lying. Okay? So anybody that thinks that this is just the Aiko thing with the conspiracies and the connecting imaginary dots, it's not. It's just Aiko does it so often, and and on such a big scale that it's hard to ignore. So Aiko, one, if you watch this video, if I got, if you think that I'm doing something, ask me, because I'm going to be honest. But know this, when it comes to Jessica Pizzle, typically just about every single thing I talk about in private, that's not my own personal information and stuff, because some people get that information. But if it comes down to my opinions on someone or me thinking some type of way about someone, just about every single one of those private opinions has been shared publicly in some way, shape, or form. Okay? It's just probably nobody paid attention or whatnot. Okay? But yeah, just give people the courtesy and the grace. Aiko, look at me. Give people the courtesy, the grace, and the space that you expect people to give you. Okay? We'll be going over to the Colton stuff later, because I have to edit this because there was too much background noise going on. Too much stuff going on in the background that I had to cut something out. So now I have to edit it, which means it's going to take for freaking ever and probably not process until tomorrow. Which sucks, because I told somebody that I would probably be available for a phone call, and I'm not going to be available for a phone call, because by the time I'm done with everything, it's bedtime. It's chill out bedtime. Anyways, I haven't said it in a minute, but link in the description. Help people help you. There is nothing wrong with how people helps the community. Okay? And yeah, don't forget to view this and check out all my other videos. I need 2,500 more view hours. So do that for me. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.